Hello students, welcome to Pathak's Computer Academy online classes. In the previous video, we learned about Introduction to Internet. Today we will see Internet Protocol, that is also known as TCP/IP protocol, or you can say that TCP/IP model. So the contents we covered today are: what is protocol, what is TCP/IP model, and after that we learned about the various layers in TCP/IP model. So let's start. As we know that internet is a global communication system that links together thousands of individual networks. In earlier video, we told you that the network of computers are known as internet. Okay. Thus, it allows exchange of information between two or more computers on a network. Clear? By doing this, internet helps in transferring of messages through mail, chat, video, or audio conferences, etc. So we learned about what is internet. Now, we must know what is protocol. Protocol is a set of rules and regulation that governs data communication over the internet. Okay? With the help of these protocol, the communication is established and will be done. Clear? Thus, a protocol defines what is communicated, how it is communicated, and when it is communicated. Multiple protocols work together to ensure that data is communicated between devices in a network. For example, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is used for browsing. Whenever you browse or you are going to net surfing, then you will see that there is a protocol HTTP ://www.any domain. FTP, File Transfer Protocol, is used for file transfer over the network. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is used for mailing. You all are using electronic mails that can be happened with the help of some rules, and that rules is known as SMTP. Other than this, there are a lot of protocols are there in each layer of TCP/IP. Okay. So the key elements of a protocols are, first of all, first is syntax. This protocol checks the structure or format of the data. that should be correct. Okay. After that, it concerns about the semantics. Semantic means the meaning of each bits of information. Okay. There is no such stream of bits that have no meaning over the network. Next one is timing. Timing is very important. If any messages that is recommended today can't be delivered tomorrow. Thus, when data should be sent and how fast they can be sent. These all are kept under the rules, and that rules are known as protocol. Size of the message. How much of the size is to be delivered? And after that, error checking. If any error occurs during the communication, how it can be resolved. These all 5 points must be taken out whenever any protocol is designed. Clear? So, as you know, protocol establish how two computers send and receive a message. Clear? Data packets, okay, travel between source and destination from one router to the next. Router is also a node, or you can say that a computer, because as we know that in a network there are a lot of computers are connected to each other, and there can be a possibility that there is no direct connection between source and destination. Thus, the message sent by the source are go through various nodes. That nodes are known as router. Router means that finalize the route so that the packet are reached to the particular destination safely. I think it is very clear to you. Now, the process of exchanging data packets is known as packet switching. Whenever two devices send messages to each other, that mechanism is known as handshaking. In handshaking, the client requests access, the server grants the request, and the protocols are agreed. Once the handshaking process is complete, after that, data transfer can begin. This is a small introduction how data is transferred from source to destination. Okay, with the help of handshaking mechanism. Now, the main model that works on internet is known as TCP/IP model or internet model. It is a set of protocols. It organizes how data packets are communicated and makes sure that packets have the following information. As we know that there are a lot of packets because the information is a bigger one. That information are divided into various smaller chunks, and these chunks are known as data packets. Thus, each packets have some information so that whenever all the packets are reached to the destination, they are rearranged and make the information. So what are these information? These are the following. First one is source. Which computer the message came from? This information must be put into each data packet. Next one is destination, where the message should go. Packet sequence, so that the rearrangement of the packet at the destination can be done. Next is data. What is the actual message? And at last, error check. The check to see that the message has been sent correctly. Okay, these information must be kept in each data packets before transferred over the internet. Clear? So move on. So these are the layers in TCP/IP model: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and application layer. I'm going to discuss each layer one by one. So first one is physical layer. As the name suggests, physical means something that you can touch or feel. Thus, the physical layer is responsible for transmitting individual bits from one node to the next. We are mainly concerned here about the bits, individual bits. Thus, in physical layer, we define which type of transmission media is going to be used to transfer the data. Okay, that can be coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, or non-guided media like air, radio waves, etc. The second thing, the transmission rate, that is known as bandwidth, is also defined by the physical layer. How many number of bits can be sent per second is also defined by the physical layer, so that the data cannot be corrupted or lost during the transmission. And the last one is, it also describes the topology. Topology means the physical arrangement of the system. Okay. So in physical layer, the protocols related to the transmission media, bandwidth, and topology are kept in this layer. Next layer is data link layer. Data link layer is responsible for transmitting frames from one node to the next. As we learned that in physical layer, we are concerning about the individual bits here. But in data link layer, these streams of bits are combined and makes us smaller chunks known as frames. So the major duty of data link layer are framing. Okay. After that, physical addressing. It adds a header to the frame to define the sender and receiver name of the particular frame. You already heard about MAC address of the system. Every system have a unique MAC address all over the world. Due to this address, nobody can deny that this information came from my computer. So this information should be added, and that is done in layer known as data link layer. Other than this, flow control, error control, and access control is also done in data link layer, and the associated protocol is attached here. Okay. Now next one is network layer. This layer is only required whenever source and destination have other network. Source is in another network and the destination is in another level of network. Clear? If source and destination are in the same network or same link, then there is usually no need for a network layer. So the network layer is responsible for the delivery of packets. Now, the data packets is created by using the number of frames from the original source to the final destination. The major duties are logical addressing and routing. Logical addressing means IP address is to be attached over the packet, and routing means the path of the packet from where he moved from source to the destination is to be decided in this layer. Okay. Now next one is transport layer. This layer is responsible for process to process delivery of the entire message. Now this layer is responsible that all the packets are reached to a particular process of the computer, means particular port which application is demanded by the computer. Because you know that in your computer there are various applications. Which application is requested that data? The data should be reached to that process, not to another one. Thus, the major duties of the transport layer are port addressing. Okay. Segmentation and reassembly. All the packets reach to the destination. Now, reassembly of all the packets based on the sequence number is done in transport layer. Connection control. Whether the connection is connectionless or connection oriented. If the connection control is connectionless, it means it uses the protocol known as UDP. Or if it is connection oriented, then it is known as TCP. Clear? I'm not going to discuss in detail what is UDP and what is TCP. We will discuss it later on. Other than this, again, flow control and error control is to be taken care of in this layer. And at last, application layer is there. And this layer is responsible for providing services to the end user. And what are these services? These services can be mailing services, file transfer and access services, remote login services, accessing the www. Okay? That are used by the end user. Again, for each service, there are different protocols are used. So, in the next class, we will learn various protocols used in application layer like FTP, HTTP, SMTP, and many more. Other than this, all the protocols related in different layers like physical layer, network layer, data link layer, these protocols are not part of class 10th standard students. So we will discuss only the protocols used in application layer. That's all for today. Today we learned about what is protocol, and after that we learned about the basic concept of each layer in TCP/IP. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol / Internet. Thank you so much.